All right. Good morning, everybody, and happy new year. I can't believe it is the first of 2024. And let me tell you, I'm pretty sure this was the first year that I got to New Year's and I was like, oh my God, thank God it's over. Like 2023 was just such a long year. But anyways, not what I'm here to talk about. And I'm gonna probably ruffle some feathers on this topic, but I was thinking about this earlier and I gotta share it with you guys. Okay. So me and my kids were watching The Karate Kid last night, like the original, like the most iconic 80s movie maybe of all time. I know, like 16 Candles, like you guys are going to argue with me about that, right? But like we'll say one of the most iconic martial arts and 80s movies of all time, right? And like this is a thing that completely shaped our society into getting into karate, into like being attracted to the martial arts, right? But does it not um prove that competition karate maybe isn't the highest form of competition? Like, okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. So, this guy, the main character, we know that he has a little bit of karate background and he moved to this new place and was getting bullied by people that were fully studying karate, right? In this like, dojo Cobra Kai, right? Like no mercy, kill everybody, right? And these bullies were using it, and they were using their knowledge for the powers of evil, right? They were like bullying people. They felt like, they had the biggest, I don't know how to say the biggest D in the world without sounding, uh, you know, but like they were walking around and they felt like they owned the place, right? Because they knew karate and they were using that karate to, in the beginning of the movie, beat up the main character, right? And so, you know, they go about going into the karate competition, and you know, Master Miyagi goes down and is just like, your students are going to apologize to my student, right? And the main guy at Cobra Kai is just like, F no, they're not. Like, we're gonna beat you fair and square in front of thousands of people watching this karate competition. In that, he literally said 2 months. It was like 2 months of training, right? And we know that it was only 2 months because the Mr. Miyagi was just like, "What? I told you I was going to help you. I just got you 2 months off of being bullied, right?" So we all know the story of like he was training, quote unquote, where he was painting the fence and waxing the cars, and what was another one? Paint the fence, wax car. Oh, paint the house, right? That was another one. And through manual labor, he eventually learned how to develop those muscles in order to actually start doing karate, right? And then it cuts to the next scene where, he's entering into the competition and they're signing up. Like, first off, Mr. Miyagi's just like, oh, hey, by the way, here's a gi, which I've just like designed with my own logo on it, right? Which is really cool, right? But like, as they're signing up, the guy that's signing them up is just like, hey, only brown belts and above can enter into this competition. What level is your student? He's like, oh, he's a black belt, right? Just like, yes, he is a black belt. And the guy didn't ask anything. Like the guy didn't say like, are you sure? He doesn't look like a black belt. How long has he been studying? Let me see your heritage, or let me see like your lineage, right? None of that. It was literally just, oh, my students is a black belt under the Miyagi dojo. And that was it. That was it. That was the only thing that ever happened for asking what level he was at. So this guy, LaRusso, right, enters into a black belt karate competition. Granted, like black belt in karate is like only 2 years, right? I'm sorry, but like it's like true. Like you don't have to your advancement system is very fast for karate. Um not trying to dig on it, right? It's just like I feel like there's a lot of holes in this plot point, not because of the story isn't strong, but because maybe we're highlighting that like competition karate may not be the best version of, you know, competitive competition. But anyways, so the guy walks in, he's like, "Yeah, I'm a black belt." Yeah, right. So he enters into the competition, and not only does he beat these people that are known to be way more experienced than him, he makes it all the way up to being able to fight his arch nemesis, Cobra Kai, in the final battle, right? Where also another spoiler, did you know sweep the leg Johnny is never said in the movie. It is never he never the coach never says sweep the leg, Johnny. Johnny walks over to his coach from Cobra Kai, and all his coach says is sweep the leg. He doesn't say sweep the leg, Johnny. Ah, wrong memories. Oh man. But anyways, so yeah, he like ends up going, you know, through the ranks, beating everybody in this black belt competition that he actually doesn't have a rank in, and he doesn't have a school in because Mr. Miyagi doesn't even have a school to train LaRusso in, right? Man, it was just like it was very interesting as I was thinking about this. It's like these like Cobra Kai people, they were the bullies using karate to bully people around them, right? And then at the end of the movie, LaRusso, who we know that he kind of studied karate, right? Like he studied karate for 2 months. And like maybe intermediate level, right? And was able to um pretty much just like believe in himself and go all the way up and win this black belt tournament, which I don't even know if that means anything if you don't have a rank in the system. But also at the end, the Johnny, who's like the main person beating him up this whole time, right? Literally hands him the trophy and he's like, "Yeah, good on you, kid." Like that's probably the most realistic part of this whole movie was um the friendly competition, like respect between competitors, right? That was probably the most realistic thing of the whole thing. It was like, oh man, like Johnny respects him now. He's not going to beat him up because obviously he beat him in competition. Also, how he won was a way to like win respect from this bully, right? Um but yeah, I feel also like I'm not a karate person. I do Muay Thai, I've done jujitsu. Um and point sparring really doesn't make any sense to me because think of it. All you gotta do is just like touch the person first and you win. Like there's no like extra of you have to last 2 rounds or you have to last 4 rounds. Like my first competition that I ever did was in jujitsu. You know how long my round was? It was 8 minutes long. It was 8 minutes of just fighting one person. And then after you win, you go and you fight another person for 8 minutes, right? Like it's amazing, right? Like there's nogi submission only competitions where it's literally just like, all right, whoever submits the other person first wins. And I've seen somebody, I wouldn't believe this if I didn't see it for myself. I saw somebody grapple for an entire hour before they stopped it. And they were like, okay, we're going to do sudden death rounds. You know how long those sudden death rounds went? They went for another 30 minutes. This guy's just like grappling this other dude for an hour and a half in a submission only series where eventually they were like, can you can somebody just please just do something? But anyways, let me know your thoughts about Karate Kid. I thought this is kind of interesting. Karate Kid is definitely still like near and dear to my heart. I was talking to my kids of like, this is like the most iconic scene when he's like doing the crane pose and then he comes in and he right, like hits him right in the face, right? Super iconic moment in all of movie history. But then I started thinking, I was like, man, this dude just like beat out all these like karate black belts, which I thought black belts were supposed to be like, you know, knowledgeable and like skilled and stuff. But like this guy just walks in after 2 months of training and is able to paint the fence and paint the house and wax on, wax off. All right. All right. I'm gonna stop this here. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a happy new year.